Today we got my NFL Week 6 power ranking, and no team in the NFL is without a win, so that's going to make this extra crazy. So coming in at number 32, we have a team that's not very crazy or very good. It's the Carolina Panthers. In last week's power ranking, I said this about the Panthers. You know, Matt Rule is not going to be the head coach of this team next year because they have just been so bad, and there were reports that he's actually losing the locker room already heading into week 5. So the question now is, when is he going to be relieved of his head coaching duties? Well, my question got answered pretty quickly because he is no longer the head coach, and the Panthers are in for a large rebuild. At number 31, I have the Washington Commanders. So the Commanders had a first and goal from the 2-yard line with 18 seconds to go in this game, down 4. And what did Carson Wentz do? He did what he does best. He threw an interception at the absolute worst time, and the Commanders lost this game. At number 30, I have the Houston Texans. So the Texans might have pulled off what is the most surprising win of the week versus the Jaguars. They had Trevor Lawrence in shambles. He didn't score a touchdown. At number 29, I have the Detroit Lions. So the highest scoring offense in the league, the Detroit Lions, gets shut out in their game versus the Patriots, and that's really not encouraging considering they have one of the worst defenses in the NFL. At number 28, I have the Pittsburgh Steelers. So let's be real. No one expected the Steelers to be able to compete with the Bills. So yeah, they only put up 3 points, but come on, did you really expect them to do much more versus this Bills team? At number 27, I have the Chicago Bears. So yes, even though they did lose, they ended up moving up in my ranking due to their performance and other teams playing really bad. They almost were able to get the win versus the Vikings. They almost held on long enough. Vikings scored a late touchdown. Ends up as a Bears loss. At number 26, I have the Seattle Seahawks, a tough, close loss versus the Saints. This offense is still putting up a ton of points, though. Geno Smith just absolutely balling out still. He had 3 tutties in this one. And I mean, who would have thought that Geno Smith would be playing way better than Russell Wilson this season? At number 25, I have the Cleveland Browns. So the Chargers literally tried to hand this game to the Browns on a silver platter. I mean, first Jacoby Brissett threw a red zone interception. Then the Chargers go for it on 4th and short near midfield. They don't get it. Browns get the ball back, and then they miss the game-winning field goal. At number 24, I have the Denver Broncos. The Denver Broncos stink. They just absolutely stink. They trade 3 first-round picks and more for Russell Wilson, and he can't lead this offense to a single touchdown. And he misses a wide-open KJ Hamler in the end zone for the win. This is getting ugly really fast in Denver. At number 23, I had the Las Vegas Raiders, so an extremely heartbreaking loss for them last night versus the Chiefs. They were a lot more competitive than I expected them to be in this game. Yes, I think this team is way better than their record, but you got to be able to close out games in this league, and the Raiders have not been able to do that, and that really comes down to coaching. Cough, cough, Josh McDaniels. Cough, cough. I said I didn't like the hire like a million times. At number 22, I have the Atlanta Falcons. And yes, I feel really bad for Falcons fans. What a brutal way to lose that game. We all know that was a bad call. The Falcons, they've been competitive in every single game this year. I have a lot of respect for them because they have been in every single game and been close to winning almost every single game. But the thing is, this offense, it just has to be better. To win these games, you got to put up more points, and that's what the Falcons need to do. At number 21, I have the Arizona Cardinals, an inexcusable mistake by Kyler Murray. Late in this game, he slid down short of the first down marker. He got up and spiked the ball to make it 4th down, set up a super long field goal, and guess what? The Cardinals missed the field goal and lost the game. Honestly, the Cardinals should have been able to win this game without even going to overtime because they could have drove down there and scored a touchdown. You got to be heads up in that situation, and I put some of this blame also on Cliff Kingsbury as a coach because you got to coach your players to know, be heads up in this situation. 2-minute drive, you have no timeouts. You got to know where the first down marker is, and you got to know what the down and distance is. At number 20, I have the Jacksonville Jaguars. What happened to the Jaguars? Really, they looked absolutely terrible in their loss versus the Texans. Pierce just was able to run all over this Jaguars defense to seal the game, and Trevor Lawrence looked absolutely terrible. They couldn't even score a touchdown. At number 19, I have the Indianapolis Colts. It wasn't pretty, but the Colts were able to get the win in Denver on a short week without their best player, Jonathan Taylor. Yes, they didn't score a touchdown, but you don't get style points. Yes, they're going to have to score touchdowns sooner. They're not going to win many games, but just like that, they're back in the AFC South race. At number 18, I have the New Orleans Saints. So the Saints offense was finally able to start scoring, or should I say Taysom Hill was finally able to start scoring because he scored 3 touchdowns in this win. At number 17, I have the New England Patriots. So back-to-back good weeks for the Patriots. Last week, they obviously lost in overtime versus Aaron Rodgers, but this week they actually got the win and shut out the number 1 scoring offense in the league. The Patriots, they are cornerback U, but whatever the NFL equivalent of that, because they're not a college, so I guess cornerback team, because no matter what's going on with the Patriots, they always have some great young corners, and we saw that in this game. At number 16, I have the New York Jets. So maybe I moved the Jets up too far, but come on. The Jets are 3-2. Who would have thought? It's exciting. Yes, they beat the Dolphins' third-string quarterback, but they also put up 40 points versus this Dolphins defense that gave the Bills offense trouble. So you got to give them some credit here. At number 15, I have the Tennessee Titans. The Titans were able to get the win versus the Commanders, make a big red zone stop, goal line stop late in this game to seal the win. The Tennessee Titans have quietly won 3 in a row and are back in first place in the AFC South. At number 14, I have the Los Angeles Rams. So Matt Stafford is turning into a turnover machine in the fourth quarter. Cooper Rush only completed 10 passes for the Cowboys and just threw barely over 100 yards. I think he threw like 102 or 103. Don't quote me on that, but the Rams could still not get the win and lost to the Cowboys. At number 13, I have the Cincinnati Bengals. So I feel like play calling is starting to become an issue for the Bengals. I really didn't like a lot of their plays that they called in this game versus the Ravens. Obviously, they ended up losing this one. Their defense also didn't look great in this matchup. There were a lot of Ravens wide receivers that were open in this game. At number 12, I have the Los Angeles Chargers. This man, Brandon Staley, he's like kind of really crazy. Like, I honestly think he just flips a coin whether he should go for it on fourth down or punt it. No matter where they are on the field, no matter what the situation, he's just flipping a coin saying, okay, should we go for it? Or should we punt? They did everything they could to give this game to the Browns and still ended up winning. At number 11, I have the San Francisco 49ers. They got the win versus the Panthers and handled their business. At number 10, I have the Miami Dolphins. So I wasn't really sure where to put the Dolphins on my power ranking this week because, yes, they did lose to the Jets, but they also had their third-string quarterback playing. So I wasn't really sure where to put them. I think number 10 is a fair spot for now. And once they get healthy and start winning again, I'll move them back up. At number 9, I have the Green Bay Packers. Aaron Rodgers cut off his flow and it messed up his flow on the field. I mean, really, what is this new haircut? The long hair, it really suited him well, in my opinion. But yeah, the Packers put up 0 points in the second half versus the Giants, which led to their L. At number 8, I have the New York Giants. Oh, the Giants' top 4 wide receivers are out. Brian Dable goes, oh, no problem, guys. No probs. We still got this dub. Daniel Jones played the best game of his career, in my opinion. Yes, statistically, it wasn't the best game of his career, but what he was able to do with who he had playing with him on the field, practice the quad guys he really didn't have chemistry with, was really impressive. And oh yeah, Saquon Barkley, he's already won Comeback Player of the Year. At number 7, I have the Minnesota Vikings. So this game got close with the Bears. It looked like the Bears might be able to hold on and win this one, but the Vikings were able to score a late touchdown to move to 4-1. At number 6, I have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So yes, we know this game was controversial. This win, I guess you could call controversial. But last week I said I wasn't concerned about the Bucs after their loss versus Kansas City. Even though the Bucs won this week, I'm a little concerned about them now. I don't know. I still think they're going to make the playoffs and all that, but I'm a little concerned about this Bucs team. I don't know if they're as good as they were last year. At number 5, I have the Dallas Cowboys. So remember after Dak got injured in week 2, Jerry Jones said, oh yeah, I would like Cooper Rush to create a quarterback controversy. Wouldn't that be great? And we were all like, LOL, Jerry. Like, haha, good one, Jerry. You're so crazy, Jerry. And now we're all sitting here heading into week 6 and Cooper Rush hasn't lost a game. And we're all like, well, yeah, that's what has happened. Cooper Rush, he didn't have to do much in their win versus the Rams because the defense really carried them. At number 4, I have the Baltimore Ravens, the Kings of the North. Well, at least for now, they're leading that AFC North division. Lamar, he probably played his worst game of the season in this one, but they were still able to get the win because the defense was finally able to stand tall, and Justin Tucker is just the GOAT. At number 3, I have the Kansas City Chiefs. It was closer than expected versus the Raiders. They were still able to get the win because Mahomes and Kelsey connected for 4 touchdowns. At number 2, I have the Buffalo Bills. Josh Allen put up unreal numbers in this win. He threw for 424 yards and 4 touchdowns. Yes, I know they were playing the Steelers, but I think it's a huge confidence boost for this defense that they only gave up 3 points because we know they've been dealing with a ton of injuries, have a ton of young guys playing in that secondary. At number 1, I have the Philadelphia Eagles. Late in this fourth quarter, it seemed like the Eagles might be handed their first loss of the season, but no, they were able to stand tall, win this game, or maybe the Cardinals were able to just lose the game by themselves and sabotage themselves. But no, it's still a good win for the Eagles. Even though they didn't play their best game of the season, a lot of guys were injured, a lot of stuff went wrong. They were still able to grind through and get the win to stay undefeated. I want to know who your top 5 teams in the league are. Comment them down below. Appreciate you guys watching till the end. Peace.